I want to go through door 1. My choice is door 1. Santa was unconvinced. Fuck you, you motherfucking cheater. Yeah, we fucking cheated. We hella fucking cheated. Alright, which door was door 1? Oh, right. So we gotta get the 0, fucking... Yeah. Alright. What do you do here? I don't really remember what this shit is. Oh, okay, right. It's got the clock and... God, this is so stupid. It's like the stupidest fucking puzzle. Alright. I just thought I'd come check on you two. Is there a problem? Yeah, there is, motherfucker. Yeah, there is. Ace's eyebrows went up. You checked on us, now get the fuck out, motherfucker. We want to split this stuff up for a reason, alright? It was a lie. Oops. There was no reason to split up the work. Junpei wanted to talk to Clover privately. Oh, shit. Maybe that's why I did that. I'm so smart. That's why he sent Ace to the wheelhouse. There was something he meant to ask Clover, and he didn't want anyone else to hear him ask it. He also knew that Clover would likely remain silent if there was anyone else in the room when he asked. That's why he was so desperate to send Ace back to the wheelhouse. Ace opened his mouth and took another look at Junpei and shut again. A small smirk appeared on his face. Oh, I see. Of course. He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover. I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck. Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. Let's fucking get in there. Phew. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She'd heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution. What was that about? She was clearly suspicious and with good reason. Junpei's eyes widened and he held up his hands in gesture of innocence. No. It's not like that. What's it like then? I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now. What story? About the experiment. Remember the one you started telling me in the operating room? You said something about an experiment that happened 9 years ago. Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about it right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? You understand, right? I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna pay for it, I promise. So, her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips from where she was biting them. She wiped it off and looked at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry. Junpei, who do you think did it? Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped. Well, if what Seven said was right, then there would have to be at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract Snake, that means that there were at least 2 other people. You're right. So what does that mean? Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, really, who and who, or who and who, and who. You mean it could have been 4 people? Well, technically it's possible. I don't know, that doesn't seem very likely. Why? I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 people for now? Okay, got it. Let's do that then. Then who do you think it could be? Junpei crossed his arms in thought. Snake's bracelet number was 2. Which 2 bracelet numbers added to 2 would give the derivative 3? It's like, that's a lot of fucking options. Would it be Ace and Santa? So, I mean, it's just whatever adds up to Lotus, right? Well, it can't, I mean, it adds up to fucking 12, right? Minus 2, so it's gotta be 10. So So it's not Ace in any of these. Is it Santa in June? No. Is it Santa and 7? Yes. Would it be Santa and Lotus? No. Would it be June and 7? No. Would it be... Oh, well, all these... Oh, okay. Should be saving to slot 9 for this game. Why are there no... Where's there, I guess his Clover would be the other option, and that doesn't really make any sense. So it's gotta be Santa and 7, I guess. Would it be Santa and 7? Guess of these options, it's gotta be Santa and 7, right? Would it be Santa and 7? 2 plus that is 3. 3. Could it be? Were Santa and 7 the killers? Why aren't you on this list? What's wrong? Clover looked at Junpei and he looked back at her. There was no point hiding it. He told her his conclusions. That's what I thought. She looked less surprised than he'd expected. Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works. Wait a minute, don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities. Well, what other possibilities? He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke. Are you saying you think it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely. Why? Can I borrow your pen and paper? Clover put her hand out expectantly. We have pen and paper? He pulled his pen and pad of paper and handed them over to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. Okay. 2 plus, right? Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 What's this? These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones. I see. Junpei? Yeah? I can trust you, right? Of course. Why would you need to ask that? Really? Yeah. So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right? Of course, just cross them out. And you should take yours off too, the one with 4. So what does that leave? A and E. Two, 3, 6, and 1, or 1, 3, 6, and 1, 3, 7, 8. Wait, it can't be A. Why not? Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that. Are you sure? I'd bet my life on it. Okay then I can cross off 8 too, right? Yeah. Well, what have we got left? E. 1, 3, 7, 8. You know what this means? Everyone besides me, you, and June would be working together. You think that's likely? If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they tried that hard to hide what they were doing, if they outnumbered us, right? Well, you do have a point. And besides, if 8 and 7 are working together, they could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them. But they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were the killers, why wouldn't they? Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look in her eyes to know it was forced calm. There were tears forming at the corner of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might be the killer, who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten. Okay, yeah, well, that does make sense. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people. Yeah, then that means that there's a good chance it was Santa and 7. That's how it looks. But why would they do it? There was a moment of silence. I think I know. What is it? He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close, to the answer. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return, he raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke. Have I interrupted something? What do you want? There's something I wanted to speak to you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment? He turned on his heel and walked back towards the wheelhouse. Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave her a short nod, hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later, and followed Ace. The fucking cockblock by Ace. What do you want to talk about? Ace looked at Junpei and smiled. Perhaps more of a smirk than a smile. There's something I wanted to check. Yeah, what's that? If you'll excuse me. With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's vest. Hey, what the hell are you doing? He reached for Ace's arm. But it was already too late. In the other man's hands were the pieces of paper Junpei had balled up and hidden in his pocket. Just as I thought. You swished them, didn't you? When we voted. Ah, well, can't say that I care. I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted to, despite your mischief. When did you... Oh, simply curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it. Ace smiled, gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, then left. Turned on his heel and left. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach begin to tense. Oh, wow. Did you guys hear that? That was my stomach tensing. AKA complaining over the lack of food. We need to go back in the room. How do I talk to Clover again? Fuck. Where do I fucking go again? It's a light. Oh, I got the nautical logs. This chair. I think I need to... There we go. This display. I forgot this dumb puzzle. I need the... Oh, I think I have to... Steering wheel. What do I do here? Maybe I have to look at this first. Alright. I mean, I know I have to get this handle from here, right? How do I change it, though? Oh, I need to get the handle from here. There we go. Okay, I forgot what the order was. I think it's like, well, let me just look. There's a nautical map. Alright. Okay. I already forgot. Was it I need to just make sure again. Fuck. It's how annoying. Down first, so it's down. Yeah, down. Okay. So. Oh, stop. Hold up. Oh, wait, I need to fucking. Right. Alright, there. I forgot. Yeah, I gotta do it like this. Alright, south. Then, west. Then southwest. Then northwest. Right? Yeah, northwest. Then east. Right after northwest. Yeah, east. And then north? Is it just north? Dun, 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 dun. East, north, yeah, okay. Done? There we go. The handle came off. Alright. Alright. God, okay, I gotta remember this again. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead stop. 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 Full, half, slow. Wait, full, half, slow, full, half, dead stop. Full, half, dead stop. Ah, that's weird. What? Full, half, slow, full, half, dead stop. Did I fuck up? Wait, did I do it right? What am I supposed to do now? Burger Pocket Watch. 10. Wait, what am I supposed to do here? The left side's got the names of the ports. The last line says 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. Or perhaps... Oh. Oh, that's right. He has to, like, just fucking do it for us. It's so fucking random. There we go, okay. Alright. They found the space they found themselves in outside of the wheelhouse was far too narrow to be called a hallway. On the left was right, okay, yeah. Here, right, and then this is where we're gonna find the dead man, right? Oh, yeah, there we go. There's that fucking dead dude, and there's the axe, boys. Alright. This one's pretty weird. Alright, yeah, I remember it. Right. Right. Well, even if he wasn't one of us, there's no way that man could be Zero. Don't you get it? The letters that spell Zero on the TV screen. The captain's clothes that he's got on. And of course, the bracelet with the 0 on it. It's too obvious. Look, this is 0 right here. This dead body is 0. Doesn't that seem kind of funny to you? You're right. Only an idiot would see through something like that. No, that's not the point. I'm not trying to make fun of them for thinking that a trick like this would work. I'm sure they didn't think it would work, which makes me wonder, why did they do it? I think this is a challenge from the person who is really behind all of this. He's making fun of us. Don't you get it? If whoever killed this guy really wanted us to think this corpse was 0, they'd never have put the bracelet on him. Walking about with the 0 bracelet would be like hanging a sign around your neck that said, I did it. Anyone with a brain would be able to see that this guy is supposed to look like everything 0 is supposed to be, just like we did. The killer must have known that we wouldn't think he's Zero and put the bracelet on him anyway. Do you know why? Why? Like I said, he's mocking us. Too bad, suckers. This ain't Zero. It's the same bad joke a lot of criminals like to play. They like to sit back and watch people run in circles. Look, here I am. What's wrong, guys? Come on, catch me if you can. That's really twisted, but it almost seems kind of childish. Yeah, you're right. It's really childish. It's like it's just a game to whoever this person is. That's what it seems funny to me. Junpei bent down next to the corpse. Alright, let's get back to the point. Who killed this man? I don't know. And what's this guy's deal? Who is he? How would I know that? If I knew anything, I would have told you. You have no idea who he is? Why would I? Junpei sat back on his haunches and thought. We should check and see if he's got anything on him that might tell us who he is. Give me a hand here, Clover. What? We've got to flip him over. How else are we going to search his pockets? Clover didn't move. Junpei had no choice but to move the body on his own. He grabbed hold of an area not completely covered in blood and shoved. It took a moment, but eventually Junpei felt the man's bulk begin to shift. But just as it did, something fell from the man's left wrist. The bracelet with the 0 on the face. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from the ship. 2, your heart reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. Junpei stared at the bracelet. This man, he's dead, isn't he? Huh? No, it's just, I guess I didn't really think about it until right now. If his bracelet's off, that means he's dead. Well, it's pretty obvious that he's dead. You don't really need to look at his bracelet to figure that out. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's pretty obvious. He looks a lot better than the other bodies that we've seen, though, you know? I mean, if there wasn't all this blood, he'd almost look like he was still alive. I mean, I know it's kind of messed up thing to say, but he kind of has it better, you know? Dying from a bomb going off inside you, I mean, it's just... Some of Snake's bones went right through his skin. I think the explosion must have thrown him against a wall or something. There was a broken bone just sticking out of his left arm. Uh-oh. Suddenly Junpei realized what he was saying. How could he have been so cruel? He clapped his hands over his mouth, but it was already too late. He turned to look at Clover. She was glaring at him furiously. What did you just say? Her words sounded cold. He knew an apology couldn't hardly atone for what he'd done, but he tried anyways. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I really don't know what I was thinking. I mean, no, that's not what I'm talking about. What did you just say about his arm? Arm? Yeah, his left arm. You said it, didn't you? Well, yeah, I did, but I mean, didn't you see it too? Of course not. I could barely look at him. Clover took a quick, deep breath. Are you sure it was his left arm? Junpei thought back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And he had a broken bone, right? What the hell are you getting on here? Just shut up and answer me! She shoved her face closer to his. He could see the fire in her eyes. Junpei winced and swallowed. Yeah, he did. It was pretty bad, too. The bone was sticking out of the arm. No sooner were the words out of his mouth than Clover's expression changed. Suddenly, she was crying. Junpei wasn't sure what to do. Thank you. It was close to the last thing he'd expected her to hear. Junpei had no idea what had just happened. He didn't think he'd done anything worthy of thanks, and he couldn't understand why she would have chosen that moment to begin crying, so he simply stood there, confused. Thank you, Junpei. She thanked him again, and then something even stranger happened. In there! Yeah. Clover threw herself into Junpei's surprised arms. Hey, what's going on with you? I'm sorry, it's just... I'm so happy. Why? The body in the shower room, it isn't his. It isn't my brother. It's not Snake. Why on earth would you think that? Because his left arm is... She stopped herself. I'm sorry, I really shouldn't be talking about this. Junpei decided it would be prudent not to press her for any more information. If she did not wish to tell him, she certainly had a reason for doing so. Perhaps more importantly, however, if Clover was so certain, then she was likely right. That meant that the body in the shower room wasn't Snake. It wasn't much, but that knowledge lifted some of the weight from Junpei's heart. He's still alive. I'm so happy. Tears shone in her eyes. Those tears melted Junpei's heart. As she cried, she had pushed herself up against his chest like a child. Junpei put his arms around her and held her tight. Junpei, you were right. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all those things, that'll bring you good luck. Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out. It was a laminated bookmark with a 4-leaf clover. I only made it here because you gave me this. I was suspicious of everyone. I was angry and miserable. But because I had this 4-leaf clover, because of what you said to me, Junpei hadn't thought his words would have such an effect on her. Her words were making him feel a little awkward. Thank you so much, Junpei. She looked up at him. He scratched his nose and pretended to notice something interesting somewhere else in the room. If you really want to thank someone, you should be thanking Santa. Santa? Why? Well, he's the one who gave me that thing. And the words for each leaf, I got that from him too. And suddenly, Clover broke away from Junpei. Huh? He looked confused. He hadn't thought she'd react that poorly. Clover began to pace across the room. 6 steps to the left, 6 steps to the right, another 6 to the left, and then she stopped. Did Santa really tell you those things? Her eyes were serious, but not angry. Yeah, he did. Did something I said wrong? Oh no, not at all. In fact, this could be really good news. I think. You think? Santa knew about the words in the clover. The only people who should know about that are the other subjects. Subjects? The other people who were in the experiments 9 years ago with my brother and me. But he's blind, and I was part of the Nevada test group. So neither of us would be able to recognize the faces of the people who were on this boat. Whoa. Time out. Junpei held up his arms. He took a deep breath and let it out. Let's just calm down for a second, okay? Start from the top. Don't start with the end and then jump to the middle. You gotta start at 1, then move to 2, and 3, and 4, and so on. If you don't tell me stuff in the right order, I'm never gonna be able to figure it out. Clover nodded. Alright, let's start with this experiment. What happened on this boat 9 years ago? Do you know about morphogenic fields? God fucking damn it! Ah! You fucking got me, game. You fucking got me. Do you know about morphogenetic fields? He did. And the realization sent chills down Junpei's spine. Alright, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism. Junpei recounted what Lotus had told him earlier. Clover nodded. Telepathy, huh? Well, that's not really it, but I suppose it's similar. So they were testing telepathy on this ship? Yeah, I guess so. So what exactly did they have you guys do? The same thing that we're doing right now. Exactly the same thing. What? The nonary game. 9 people were put on this boat and 9 others were put in the building in Nevada. And the game started. Junpei grabbed the sides of his head. Look, I'm sorry, but I don't get it. What do the nonary game and some telepathy experiment have to do with each other? Clover bit her lip. She blinked back sudden tears. What had happened to her in Nevada? The ability to access the morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. You know how sometimes when you're up against a really tough problem, and then the answer just kind of pumps in your head? That's an epiphany. And when you learn from the epiphany, it can be transmitted with telepathy. When you add in danger to the equation, it gets easier to transmit that information over telepathy. So you're saying the nonary game was supposed to introduce that element of danger? Yeah, but it couldn't just be any old danger. It had to be the life and death. And someone did actually die. A girl. Junpei felt the sudden grip of despair in his heart. Something deep and distant and powerful squeezed, and for that moment he felt very empty and alone. She was on the boat with my brother. I was in Nevada, so I never met her, but I did hear her name. Her name was... Don't say it. The sound of the door opening was like a gunshot. Junpei spun around. Oh, my apologies. Like, fucking Ace's face here is always that face of, like, that one fucking guy from that meme where the guy's doing this, doing this face. Like, it's how this guy. I seem to have disturbed you. Ace, you two must have strong stomachs. I can't imagine how you could stay in this room for so long. Ace glanced down at the floor, at the corpse covered in blood. At any rate, Junpei, would you be so kind as to come help me with something? I'm having a little trouble and I could really use your assistance. Come on, it'll only take a moment. With that, he turned and walked back towards the communications office. Clover waited until he was out of sight, then spoke in a small, quiet voice. I don't want Ace to hear us. We can talk about this later. Huh? Oh, hey, wait. Clover ignored him. From outside, Junpei could hear Ace calling. Junpei, what are you doing in there? Hurry up. Grumbling to himself, Junpei stomped off towards the communication office. Plot. So, what did you want me to help you with? This shit. Okay, I guess I can solve this fucking puzzle for you. I actually don't remember what I'm supposed to do with this puzzle. Screwdrivers. And, okay, I can write shit down. Now what? It looks like a monkey with glasses, yes. I don't remember what I'm supposed to do with this shit. What am I supposed to do with this again? I don't remember what I was supposed to do, actually. Someone fucking tell me what I'm supposed to do again. Oh, I'm supposed to... I need the thing with the fucking ink. Yeah, fucking... Okay, goddammit. No, you're right. I need the thing. But where is the thing? I don't remember... Is it here? Is it on the bed? Oh, there it is. What? Oh wait, I have to, there we go, I have to fucking, there we go, so stupid. This part's so fucking stupid. This is dumb as shit. Alright, Morse code chart. Alright. There. That's the last one, and yes, I unlocked the drawer. All ice. Wait a minute, what? What the fuck is this? Did that mean Junpei couldn't hold back. He had to know what was in that file. Each page was covered with strange characters. They looked like tiny drawings of birds, snakes, insects, horned animals, wings, and even kneeling humans. There are many pages in the file, each with full of these strange symbols. What the hell is this? He didn't realize he'd spoken out loud until Ace looked over at him. They're hieroglyphics. Or hieroglyphs, a form of writing used in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt? That's right. Can you read them? Of course. I can't. What would make you think I could? What the hell? Junpei flipped through a few more pages. It wasn't just one or two pages that were covered in the strange symbols. Every single page was covered in them. Trying to read them was pointless. Junpei wasn't going to waste any more time with them. He made to close the file, and something fell out. He bent down to pick it up. There was a symbol that reminded him of the symbols for the Saturn and Mercury keycards. This one, however, had a dot in the center of the male symbol. Uranus. That's the Uranus symbol. Junpei looked over to see Ace examining the card. In addition to the Uranus symbol, there were 3 words engraved on the card as well. On the lower right, it said "Bottom Deck Library." This must be a key to the library this must be a key to the library on the bottom deck. So it would seem. The bottom deck, the library. Junpei remembered something he'd heard from Seven when they'd been in the chemical closet. Al sleeps in the small chamber past the force of knowledge, beneath the navel of the gigantic. Did beneath the navel mean the bottom deck? Did force of knowledge mean the library? If it did, then was Alice in a room somewhere beyond the library? What's wrong? Junpei blinked. Only then did he notice Ace looking at him, curiosity and concern written across his face in equal parts. There was no reason for Junpei to hide his thoughts. He began to explain his theory to Ace. Then he stopped. It wouldn't make any sense if Ace didn't know who Alice was supposed to be, so he told Ace everything June had told him. About the Egyptian priestess, about Ice fucking 9. And finally about the woman who wouldn't melt, who had been recovered from the Titanic disaster. He told him about how she'd been called All Ice, which had eventually turned to Alice, and how she'd been purchased by an English millionaire who called himself Lord Gordain. And how Lord Gordain had hid Alice somewhere on the ship. And you think that he hid her in a small room beyond the library on the bottom deck. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess so. I see. Ace stared off into the distance, his hand slowly and absent-mindedly stroking his beard. After a few moments, his hand stopped. He turned slowly to look at Junpei, and his brows drew together. Junpei, have you ever heard of the term CAS? CAS? It stands for Cells Alive System. It's an advanced technology for freezing and preserving organic matter. Put simply, it's a technique that allows one to freeze things without the formation of ice crystals. Normally, if you freeze something fresh, water within its cells expands as it crystallizes, damaging the cell membranes. CAS, however, works differently. The object to be frozen is supercooled using magnetic fields, and then frozen instantly, uniformly, giving ice crystals no time to form. It was originally developed for the preservation of food, an alternative to the normal freezing process. Now, however, there are rumors that it can be used for other things. What do you mean by other things? Well, there are obvious medical uses, but perhaps also space travel. Space travel? Are you serious? Surely you've heard of suspended animation, cryogenic freezing. It's a fairly common idea in science fiction books and films. People are sometimes frozen for especially lengthy journeys through space. That was when Junpei understood what Ace was suggesting. Whoa, wait a minute there. Ace looked at him and raised an eyebrow. Are you saying that Alice was frozen using that CAS thing? Well, I'm sure the possibility is quite low, but it is a possibility. If this special ice you call Ice 9 does indeed exist. And if CAS were used to freeze her into that sort of ice instantaneously, you think she could be alive? Well, I can't say for sure, of course. I'm only talking about possibilities. The melting point for Ice 9 is 96 degrees, right? If she were put somewhere where she could reach that temperature. That's nuts. Are you really saying she could have defrosted and started walking about? You're quite right, it does sound unbelievable, but if she had, then we would have an explanation for the man we found dead on the floor. You mean the guy dressed like a captain? Yes. He was dead when we found him. Clearly he was murdered. But if he was murdered, then by who? It couldn't have been one of us. That would be impossible. In order to enter the captain's quarters, one must first open door 1. A door that required the Earth key prevented us from accessing door 1. Who was it that opened that door? Santa and Lotus. Right. Clearly the two of them could not have opened door 1 or any other door, for that matter. Who else then could have done so? Junpei thought for a second. No, nobody. After Santa and Lotus had used the Earth key, they turned back and met up with Junpei and June, who had just returned from the E-deck. The 4 of them had then proceeded to return to the large hospital room to reunite with Ace, 7, and Clover. When Junpei and his team had gone into the shower room, Ace, 7, and Clover had been left in the large hospital room, but they would have been unable to open door 1. Perhaps when Junpei and June had taken the elevator door 2 then? That would have been impossible. They had been gone only 5 minutes. No human being could have run to the captain's quarters, killed the man in there, and run back in 5 minutes. It would be impossible for any of us to be the murderer. That being the case, who could have killed him? Wouldn't it make sense if his killer was someone who had been in the ship for some time? A person like that who knew the ship well. They would know the locations of the hidden passages and secret doors. The number of doors would mean nothing to someone like that. It would be a simple thing for them to enter the captain's quarters. And you're saying the killer was Alice? It was Junpei's turn to raise an eyebrow. Ace drew his thumb across his lips thoughtfully. Well, this is all just one possible theory. Yeah, fucking bullshit theory. All ice. Alice. Was Alice indeed somewhere on the ship with them? Junpei had only one clue. The key card in his hand. It would, he hoped, grant him access to the forest of knowledge. But beyond that, what waited for him beyond the forest of knowledge? Whatever might be there, however, would have to wait. At that moment, there was nothing Junpei could do. He gripped the keycard tighter and shoved it deep in his pockets. Where is this fucking game going? What the fuck? Alright, does anybody know the fucking numbers? It's just 0 and fucking base, like, something retarded. A, what is it? So it's 10 is A, so is it 35? 30, wait. $35, and then E, right? A, B, C, D, E, 15. 28. Whoops. Fuck. I don't fucking remember this. Oh, F is 15. Fuck. Wait, it is? Oh, you're right. Right. 27 then, right? B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Yeah, 27, 0, 21. Did I fuck up? Fuck. I fucked up. It was his hat. I just need to put fucking... I just can't count. Hold up. So 35... Hold up. Fuck. 35, 14, 20, yeah, 27. 24? Does that sound? Oh, okay. What did I put before? I literally just miscounted. Whatever. Yes, it worked. The best animation, like, of the whole fucking game. This animation is pretty funny too. All right. It's like a Kiri animation. Okay, we're out.